Hey guys, so you know you should be cold calling, but you're not. And let's be real, we all know it's super painful to be wasting hours upon hours doing something that feels like it's generating no results, but it's a necessary evil. And today we're going to deep dive right in how to make it better. My name is Corey Logaitis. I am a business strategist, coach, and professional speaker, and I help people become entrepreneurs and build businesses. And today I'm going to be sharing 3 reasons why your cold calls aren't having any results, or I should say the results that you want, even if you're being consistent with them. So before I go ahead and dive in, if this sounds like you and you want some help creating a strategy that's going to help you get through it and really have effective cold calls, definitely go ahead, comment interested below, and let's get a conversation started because I am here to help. So I want to kind of kick off with a little bit of a story. So the entire time I was growing up, from when I was able to get my very first job, my family, being very entrepreneurial, always taught me that, hey, Corey, if you want to have full control over how much money you make and when, get a sales job. So very, very early on, I was always taking jobs waiting tables, or in this specific instance I'm going to share with you right now, doing door-to-door sales. So when I was in college, I went to art school, and some of the ways that I made ends meet while I was putting myself through school was by waiting tables. I worked at the Cheesecake Factory. And I also took this job for a short period of time where I was doing door-to-door office sales, right? And by office sales, I mean we were selling like pens and paper and office supplies. It wasn't big ticket items. The ironic part is there's that, that, what would you call it? Um, that sales tactic when you're hiring a new salesperson and you're asked to, sell me this pen. I literally had to sell that pen because I was selling office supplies. So that's how they tested my sales skills. So I got this job door to door selling office supplies. And my very first day on the job, I broke the team sales record, right? Selling paper, pens, office supplies. No, that is not actually what I sold. I'm going to explain to you exactly how I went about doing it. So very first thing is you have to be super clear on your target, right? So in doing door-to-door office supply sales, I knew I had to be going into local businesses, right? So I had to canvas, and if it was a lawyer's office or a doctor or some kind of a corporate sales park, those were the places that I was targeting to go knock on the doors and offer our products, right? But the thing is, office supplies are a dime a dozen. You're competing with lots of large corporate competitors and Amazon and online, and people could get paper anywhere, right? So for me, in this instance, it wasn't just a matter of being clear on who my target audience was. That was obvious. Who needs office supplies? Businesses and people who have offices, right? So for me, what really allowed me to be able to move the needle and break the sales record my first day on the job was getting clear on what their problem was, right? Because in all actuality, most business owners, they don't wake up at night and say, oh, where am I going to get paper? Where am I going to get my pens? That's not necessarily the problem that keeps them up at night. What I identified my first few days on the job was their problem was getting customers in the door. And a major thing that I noticed as I was going in and introducing myself and meeting these small business owners and meeting these office managers was the first impression within their office really needed help. A lot of these folks, their offices hadn't been updated in 15, 20 years. Their chairs had rips in it. Their desktops had scratches. And it really did not make the best first impression, especially compared when somebody could either walk into their office or go to a competitor down the street, right? So I identified this clear problem right at the very, very beginning. And instead of having conversations with these business owners about pens and paper, I had conversations with them about ways to improve their office and their customer experience. So in short, the reason that I broke the sales record was because I wasn't selling pens and paper. I was selling office furniture, right? So I was making hefty commissions selling office furniture. I went in with a plan to help these business owners create an environment that was going to make their customers love being there, love talking to them, and having them solve their problems, to more or less create that first impression that they really needed to get customers in their door instead of their competitors down the street. And in doing this, I did number one, I got clear on my target. Number two, I got clear on what their real problem was, not their perceived problem. Their perceived problem was they were having difficulty getting customers in. The real problem was because their offices weren't upkept, right? And they were in poor repair and it didn't make a good impression. So that was the real problem. Then from there, it was a matter of making a genuine connection. So from there, I really made it a point to be on their team, to ask them what their problems was, where they said, we need more customers. And from there, help them problem solve how to get there. And my products that I was representing were a way to help them achieve that goal, right? So to kind of recap everything I shared today, if you want to be making productive cold calls, and again, I was literally knocking on doors of offices in Baltimore City when I was going through college, people I didn't even know, people who had absolutely no business to be speaking to me, but I still made those cold calls productive because I was sure that the people that I was calling upon had a problem that I could solve, and I figured out exactly how to solve it for them. So if this resonated for you and you want some help on creating your own cold call strategy for either your existing business or a new business that you're starting up, definitely go ahead, comment interested below, and let's get a conversation started because I am here to help you out with that. And before I go, hey, Milagros Luz, hopefully I'm saying that correct. If not, correct me. Thanks so much for joining today. And if you have any questions, go ahead and drop them in the chat below as well. I will make sure I check in and answer them throughout the day. So everybody have a great rest of your week, and I will catch up with you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.